What's up, guys? The boy 2013. I'm here to give you guys 10 events that will lead to the demise of WWE. There's a simple rule in business as much as there is a simple rule in life. Nothing lasts forever. Someday, somewhere, sometime, WWE is going to die. It's a fact of life. The question is how, when, and why. Here's WWE problem. Wrestling is dying. The sport of wrestling is dying. In 2013, the International Olympic Committee voted to remove freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling from the roster for the 2020 Games. The decision was later reversed, but it was indicative of the fact that the oldest combat sports, much like a prehistoric relic such as a dinosaur, which evolved beyond its form, its own borrowed time. Wrestlers don't become wrestlers anymore. They become mixed martial artists. Now WWE and Vince McMahon aren't stupid. They know this, and it's why they done all they can to distance themselves from the sport and rebrand themselves as entertainment. It probably granted them 30 to 50 years of being in business. The problem with entertainment is that it needs to be relatable to real life. When 24 first aired in 2001, the USA had been struck by the 9/11 attack and it was the hottest show on TV. 13 years later, a struggling Fox network tried to revive it, but nobody cared. It was no longer relevant. WWE is in the same situation. Two guys grappling in tights is past and beyond relevant. This, in business terms, places WWE core product in the category of inertia and is the first and most prominent sign that a business is on the way out. In all likelihood, WWE business model will fail long before the sport of wrestling does. This article will explain why. Number 10. Not finding a new star man. Here's the truth that most of the IWC know but don't like to admit. We don't matter. Not one of us. Why? Because not even every single member of the IWC worldwide could keep WWE in business on our own. Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler work rate, irrelevant. Sami Zayn's years of struggle on the independent, irrelevant. Dean Ambrose and believe it or not, Seth Rollins, irrelevant. Why? Because not one of them has the star power to give WWE and the indigestion it needs to push into another era. Hulk Hogan was right. Nobody else had what he had, not even Warrior or Savage. Hogan's true star power and his true star power alone sustained WWE for years, even beyond his departure from the company. WWE needs a new Hulk Hogan. It's not Roman Reigns. He doesn't have the charisma. WWE is coming to realize this and make no mistake about it. That is the only reason Reigns didn't win at WrestleMania. WWE as a brand on the whole can't survive long without star power. They not like Disney or the NBA. WWE desperately needs to find the next guy with a mass appeal on a national scale and it become a more desperate innovator with each passing year that John Cena get older. I kind of agree with this. They do need to find a new star because John Cena he's getting older and older and older. He's not gonna be in the company for a long time. So they need to get with the program and find new stars real quick. Number 9, market decline. Continuing on from the introduction, the niche area of the entertainment market which WWE operates within is in a decline and has been for 15 years. Jim Cornette commented on the issue last year, expressing his concern that the slow erosion of kayfabe in pro wrestling, in conjunction with the erosion of amateur wrestling as a singular sport, had inflicted doom on the niche of professional wrestling. Vince McMahon had no choice. He had to break kayfabe. Literally, he had done a masterful job at monopolizing a tiny hybrid corner of sports entertainment. But in doing so, he may have only prolonged the inevitable. In much the way a magician relies on surprise and mystique to keep his product of entertainment alive. WWE has all but destroyed the fabric of what made their sports entertainment when they threaded kayfabe in the Attitude Era. As such, the entertainment aspect of their product is stuttering. The sports aspect of their product is stuttering. What's left is a desperate attempt to paper over the crack by using the live theater monologue promo as a tool to balance the declining interest in in-ring action. The problem is theater itself is also dying. Number 8, being out of touch with their fan base. Marketed, and I quote, marketed our conversation. Both Vince McMahon and Triple H have said repeatedly that they listen. You're right. To their fans, and they do. If their fan base wants something, they deliver. It's the unwritten contract between producer and consumer. So why has WWE become so disjointed? Why are WWE bailing out of long-term planning and having to flip things on the fly on a night-to-night basis? Triple H touched on it. The WWE fan base is divided heavily, which means unfortunately for WWE, their fan base as a whole doesn't know what it wants. The IWC might want Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins, yes, but overall, WWE core fan base in the USA is conflicted. Some are passionate for Roman Reigns and John Cena. Others don't care about Roman Reigns and John Cena. It leaves WWE in a lose-lose position of serving up something they know people don't want, with risk alienating their fan base. The longer WWE takes to refine their product into something that people want and matters, the more they risk losing them to other avenues of sport and other entertainment. The problem is, it may no longer be possible. Without a new star to draw in new crowd, you left with the mixed and scattered remnants of previous era gone by. Number 7, not hiring good writers. This is the biggest aspect of WWE core product that they fail to adopt into entertainment. To be good scripted entertainment, you need a good script. Shocking, right? To get a good script, you need good writers, and WWE have never had a good writer, not one. Take every great promo in WWE history and you find one constant: desire. Wrestlers want something they haven't got, and they're going to explain how and why they're going to get it. Vince McMahon wanted Austin to lose the WWF title. CM Punk wanted to get a lot of things off of his chest. Paul Heyman wanted to call out Vince McMahon for the plagiarist he was, even down to simple promos such as Wanted Revenge, a title, Love, and even Pain. The good writing is the writing that tells the audience why they should care about a wrestler endeavor. 2015, WWE employed writers who preferred to pack promos with sound bites and playful jokes. Promos with awful cliches and place they employed to incite the crowd into cheap pop or cheap heat. They do nothing to relate the on-screen character to the viewing people. They won't allow the people to empathize. That makes them terrible writers who don't know how to do their job and make WWE products full of toxic shit when turning people away. Number six, competition. A trendy article in the current age is to look back to WCW and compare their downfall to one that WWE might not have. WWE might just have. This is a stupid comparison written purely to bait readers. WCW had the finger poke of Doom, Starrcade 97, Vince Russo, and the end of Goldberg Street. Yeah, but not one of those reasons were why they went out of business. They went out of business because they lost their TV deal, and they lost their TV deal because a pro wrestling audience had flocked to a competitor who was putting out a vastly superior product. Paul Heyman is often quoted on the demise of ECW that the reason they went down was because they lost their distribution in TNN to WWE. See a pattern emerging here so long as WWE has distribution for their product. They're going to remain steady. However, TV is changing. The old school channels are becoming outdated. On-demand services such as Hulu, Netflix, and HBO Now are changing television. WWE is right to match this by launching the WWE Network. It's the future of television. The main problem for the WWE is that the network content is limited and narrow compared to their rivals. For Netflix, HBO, and Hulu are their new rivals. On the subject of the WWE Network, number 5, the failure of the WWE Network. Wall Street has been at war for years now over whether the WWE Network will make it. The increase in subscribers following the successful WrestleMania season and the two free promotions they ran in November and February have led to some calling for the bail in this bout and claiming it's a success. Others remain unconvinced. Commentator Edward Vivek on SeekingAlpha.com wrote its best, and I quote, "It's impossible to evaluate any subscription model until the positive trend turns negative, as that's when the model has hit its peak. WWE has run so many free promotions to bulk the network on mass that they're making losses. In spite of severe cuts being made to production and expenditure, in 2014 they posted a net income loss of $5.9 million and is yet to be determined the long-term retaining power of the network when there is no longer a commitment. Following the post-Mania season, put simply, WWE is placing their neck on the line with the WWE Network and they needed to. They had no other choice. Time will only tell the result if as many think it will ultimately fail. WWE is going to have a battle on their hands, retaining assets. Number 4, losing investors. Investment is a dog eating dog universe, and principally, WWE is running the risk of becoming child. If the WWE network fails and WWE continues to post a loss over the next 2 to 3 years, investors are going to take their business elsewhere. Sales share cheap and WWE is going to suffer all the more so. It's a snowball effect at its best. More to the point, if investment falls, so does the cash flow from sponsorship deals, endorsement contract, and partnership. Companies like Mattel will cut ties. Deals like TV rights will be offered at lower rates. Sponsorship like Snickers will seek exposure somewhere. It's the reason Wall Street is monitoring so closely. It can literally provide the writing on the wall, and it's all tied into the WWE network. Number three, loss of key personnel. The truth is WWE deserves a tremendous amount of credit for the WWE network. It's drawn better than it really had any right to. Second-rate reality TV over abundance of stock magazine shows such as Countdown. Outside of its monthly pay-per-view and certain special, its content is extremely narrow with little to no appeal beyond hardcore wrestling fans. The credit should fall at the feet of Vince, George Barrio, and Chief Digital Officer Perkins Miller, who performed so well with the network. He was snapped up by the NFL. They done an outstanding job of marketing the network. Whether or not it failed is down to the scape of the industry and not their own endeavor. Following in the example of Miller, WWE run the risk of losing their personnel to other broader appealing on-demand services such as Netflix and HBO Now, which is still in infancy. While Vince is obviously WWE for life, if Love Film, Netflix, or any major company came knocking on Barrio's door, it's hard to see how he could refuse. Unlike any major brand, WWE needs to retain top talent at all costs if they can. Number two, remaining cultural irrelevant. In the 1980s and late 1990s, WWE was everywhere. You saw live bands performing on stage wearing Austin 316 t-shirts. You saw Hulk Hogan tours on the desk of major chat show hosts. You saw Roddy Piper being recruited into major motion pictures. WWF and WWE was a cool place to be for popular culture. Now, with the exception of The Rock, whose fame is entirely his own making, WWE struggle for any relevancy in popular culture, and it's one of the reasons why they struggling to bring in new fans. Last month, WWE announced Jerry Springer as the host of one of their 8 upcoming original series on the WWE Network. Jon Stewart, as well as he performed, showed up on WWE TV days after announcing his retirement from The Daily Show. WWE has resorted to desperate attempts to woo football players and political commentators to Raw for ratings, all of which have failed. WWE simply isn't worth it anymore. There is no benefit to be gained for prominent pop cultural stars to tap into the WWE exposure. The solution isn't easy, but a good place to begin would be for WWE to hire a stylist to dress their performance. Far too many of WWE current wrestlers look like generic creative wrestler models you use to get on the SmackDown video game series. Okay, last one. Number one, the death of Vince McMahon. Say what you will about him being out of touch. Vince McMahon is a fucking genius. You cannot in any way understate how big an achievement it is what he made WWE into, what he made professional wrestling into. Vince might like to think he is immortal, but unfortunately for wrestling fans everywhere, the man is going to die someday, and it is a massive question mark as to whether WWE will be able to survive once he's gone. Over the 33 years that Vince has charted the the WWF/E, and for some time before that, Vince had been faced with adversity, the adversity of the niche product, the adversity of the territory and other promoter, the adversity of WCW primarily, the adversity of technology, and how it changed the way we enjoy television. Throughout all the adversity, McMahon had made one correct gamble after another with regard to his core product while venturing outside of the wrestling business. XFL and WBF has not been fruitful. His content reinvention of the WWF/E through rock and wrestling. The Attitude Era and now the WWE Network have shown creative and proactive business acumen. The truth is, WWE would have died long ago without Vince. Perhaps pro wrestling itself would have died by now, were it not for Vince. If WCW had won the Monday Night War, can you imagine the state they'd be in now if they were even still in business? While Triple H and Stephanie have the passion for the business, it's yet to be seen if they can show the type of brilliance that Vince has in keeping WWE alive. His inevitable death added to the decline in the industry as a whole could yet prove to be in the final nail in the coffin of the WWE. The WWF was born thanks to Vince. It may very well be the WWE will slowly die with Vince. Alright guys, see you guys on the next one. Peace.